Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas here with you this morning, welcoming Ted Watko and Melissa Coultas, both from Meals on Wheels of Stark and Wayne counties. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Meals on Wheels is a very familiar, awesome organization. Just how far back does this go, serving people in our community?
We actually were founded back in 1973 through the Canton Welfare Federation, which was actually founded by William Belden Jr., who is currently the CEO of Belden Brick, and he's actually still on our board to this day.
Wow.
Also, former Mayor Stanley Kamick and Jane Gibbons Chirac is also the other founding member. And it's interesting to know a lot of Meals on Wheels programs got their start in the early 1970s, and that's due to the funding that was actually designated by the government back in 1965. They passed the Older Americans Act, and that really earmarked the funding for seniors within our country, and then again allowed us to open these Meals on Wheels types of programs. There's many types of Meals on Wheels programs across the United States. I think last count there was over 5,000. And we actually serve over 1,400 meals a day. So we're considered one of the larger ones around the country.
Wow, that's something. We think of recipients of Meals on Wheels as being the elderly, perhaps shut in. Those folks that churches generally have been providing meals for, but this was a way, I'm guessing, to make sure there was something every day or to just organize it a little better?
Absolutely. We provide a hot meal around the lunch time frame every day between the hours of 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. And as I said, it is a hot, nutritious, homemade meal. It meets 1/3 of the daily recommended intake from a nutritional standpoint. And then also if the individual needs breakfast, we can actually provide breakfast as well and dinner. So if we deliver a dinner, it's more of like a sandwich and a salad, something a little bit lighter. And then we also have an option to provide frozen meals for the evening or for weekends. We deliver Monday through Friday. So we want to make sure that our clients have coverage throughout the entire week at some point.
How does a person get on your list?
They call us.
Okay. All right.
As easy as that. We have staff ready to take phone calls and talk to them about kind of their situation, or a lot of times we have children that call in for their parents and just really want somebody to check in on their parents once a day, provide that hot meal, and that's what our volunteers do. So they can call our office and they can get set up on the program. They can learn a little bit more if they're just curious. That's fine. They can ask for Jen, and she'd be happy to take that phone call and just talk to them a little bit about their situation.
There must be some criteria to qualify to receive Meals on Wheels. What would that be?
The general criteria for our Homebound program is they need to be over the age of 60 and homebound, unable to drive and leave their house. That is our largest program by far, but we also have what we call a congregate program, and that also is for those individuals over 60 who can get out of the house. So at our sites, we're usually established in community centers or churches or so forth. The individuals could come to that site to eat a meal as well. Congregate, that's where the name kind of comes from there. And that's been very successful for us over the years, but by far it's the Homebound program that is the largest program.
How about financially? I'm thinking there would be a number of people who are 60 and homebound, but would want to pay for the meals and are able to. What is the financial arrangement?
Yes, we've got a variety of programs. Some programs people qualify 100% and it's paid through governmental funding. Our most popular program is through 3C funding through the government, and the government will reimburse us almost $3 per meal on average. And our cost to actually make the meal, though, is $6. So we need to ask for a donation of $3 from the clients, which is still, I think, a good deal from their perspective of getting a fully balanced meal. Yeah, we're not a free program. I think there's that misnomer out there. But again, we request donations. We can't require people to pay based on how the funding's set up through the government, but we can ask for a donation, and we're fairly successful on receiving those donations.
All right. How do you go about making a meal for $6?
Watching costs.
Please share.
Controlling costs and purchasing power, doing that many meals on a daily basis obviously gives us some leverage with our vendors and so forth, but it's a challenge.
I was invited once to come taste, sampling
Okay.
of your meals, and
Great.
they are fantastic. It's really good food.
It is good food.
Tell us a little bit about that, and it's nutritious. How do you go about? There's got to be a dietitian on your staff somewhere.
Absolutely. Our dietitian actually just celebrated her 30th anniversary with the agency last year, so very proud and happy to have her on board. We brought on a new food service manager almost 2 years ago, actually, and he's brought a lot of creativity to our menu and so forth. We're trying things like tacos. We were a little nervous at first, but they're mild and so forth. And we actually got a lot of good reviews. We've had a donation of popcorn chicken. So we're doing like a popcorn chicken bowl with like mashed potatoes and corn and so forth, which is very popular. Our clients love our macaroni and cheese and our sloppy joes and meatloaf. I'm getting hungry as I'm talking about
I am
this.
too.
But it all is very good. And we try to adjust our menu so it's different, especially based on the season. Coming into spring, summer, we'll do a little bit more on the salads and the potato salad and so forth. Whereas when you're moving into the fall and the winter, we put the vegetable soup and the stews on there and more the hearty type of warm comfort food, so to speak, at that point.
Some things that go along with being elderly and homebound is also having dietary restrictions. Do you pay any attention to those kinds of things? Allergies, for instance?
We do. We offer a variety of options for our clients. We have all of our meals are low sodium. So first and foremost, they are low sodium and low fat. And we have regular and diabetic meals that are available. We also provide breakfast, like Ted said, sack suppers, frozen meals, and then we can do pureed or chopped meals. And then liquid supplements are available if a doctor prescribes it as well.
Wow. So everybody, you are really cooking basically for everyone, but you are also cooking for the individual, a group of everyone's.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. That's really quite something. How do you do this? Tell us about a day. What does
A
it look
typical
like
day?
at
Okay,
Meals
that's-
on Wheels?
that's great.
Yeah. Is there such a thing?
No, there is not. But we try to bring some semblance to the whole situation. Let's start at like around the noon time frame. Right after lunch, my kitchen staff started preparing the meal for tomorrow. So if we're having meatloaf, they're cooking the meatloaf and the potatoes and the vegetable and so forth. And what they're doing is cooking it in bulk at that point. And then they put it in large serving trays because we actually have a central kitchen located in Maslin off the Richfield Drive exit on Nave Road. And from there is where we do all of our cooking. And then we get it out to various sites around Stark and Wayne County. So we're putting it in these big pans to distribute it out to those sites. So they're cooking everything this afternoon. And before they leave this evening, they're going to put it in the blast chiller to bring the temperature down so everything remains good. And then at 4 a.m., we have two guys that come in who are our drivers. And they pull the food out of the blast chillers. They double count everything once again. And they load the pans then into our two delivery trucks. One basically goes through Stark County and one goes around Wayne County, dropping it off in bulk at these various locations. From there, around 8:30, I've got part-time coordinators that then come into these sites, double count the food again. Of course, we have to have the right amount of food. That's so important. And then put the food in the ovens. And they're just warming it. They're not cooking it at that point. So they're warming it. And then around 10:15, they're pulling it out and then individually portioning it into individual containers for our clients. And then what we do is we stack them in coolers. We actually put hot bricks at the bottom, and it actually keeps our meals warm for about that 90 minutes to 2 hours that our volunteers are out delivering. Our volunteers then arrive around 10:30, 10:45, pick up the coolers with the hot meals. We also have a sack that goes with it with like the dessert, the fruit, the milk or whatever, and then they just do their route, which typically takes about 60 to 90 minutes or so, depending on the size, and usually consists of 12 to 15 stops. So they go out, do their route, come back, talk to the coordinator, drop off the coolers. If somebody was not home, they let the coordinator know because we have to account for all these meals on a daily basis, as you can imagine.
It's just
it's phenomenal how it all
mind-boggling.
actually does work out.
Every single day.
Exactly. So we've got 17 sites throughout Stark and Wayne counties, and from those sites, then we have a network of 60 routes. So on any given day, we need 60 volunteers. However, I would love to have 120 volunteers because the process process goes much smoother if you have what we call a driver and a runner.
Yes.
The driver's just kind of following the directions, making sure they get to the next stop. And then if there's the runner, they're there with the meal and ready to just escape from the car quickly, go up to the door, present the meal, say hi, how you doing, making sure everything's okay. And then they go back to the car and on to the next stop. So
we're speaking with Ted Watko and Melissa Coltis of Meals on Wheels. Yeah, okay, the meals part, that's mind-bending, but let's talk about the wheels part and these volunteers. You have 60, but much better to have pairs go out in twos. And so what's involved? If we're able to recruit some more folks for you here right now, what is involved in being a volunteer for Meals on Wheels?
Sure. It's actually a pretty simple process. So if somebody is interested on volunteering with the organization, they can call our office and we will just ask them a series of questions, see where they're located between the two counties. We'll find the site that is most convenient to their home and where they're going to be so that they're not traveling a far distance to deliver these meals. And then there's a small registration, short registration process. There's a training where we will take them out on a route to make sure they're comfortable doing the deliveries and walk them through our route book that shows each client that they'll be stopping at during the day. And after that training, then they'll decide when they want to deliver. So deliveries range. They can deliver once a week. They can do, according to their schedule. They could do 2 Wednesdays a month. Whatever fits with their schedule, we'll make it work.
Flexible to the volunteer.
Very flexible. And then we just ask, the time frame stays the same every day. So they would need to arrive at the office about 10:45, like Ted mentioned, and then a route is anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes.
Who are your volunteers? Are they students? Are they elderly? I mean, I know people in their 90s who are delivering meals for Meals on Wheels.
The majority of them are retirees. As you can imagine, then we do have some difficulty in the winter when a lot of our retirees are vacationing or somewhere else. So we're always searching for new volunteers. We're always searching for ways to get people interested and excited for volunteering. One program that we created to just kind of move with the times, if you will, is our program called Adopt a Route. And our Adopt a Route program actually allows businesses to select a route that they're going to take once a week, once a month. And then if they have a group of individuals that are interested in volunteering, they will pair them up and they'll send out one group that week, and then the next week another group goes out. So one individual is not always the one out of the office doing the delivering.
Okay.
This has been a really successful business so far, successful program, if you will, so far. And businesses have gotten really excited about it. They've gotten behind it. It gives them the ability to do some social responsibility work, if you will, and just really be a part of the community and raise morale for their employees.
Yes. What a wonderful idea. It's a great thing for an office staff to do together. And then you could take like 2 at a time and go out and do your route. Maybe just take a little bit of a long lunch hour that day, but it's maybe once a month for a person, right?
Yes.
Right.
How do businesses get involved with you to do that?
Again, they can just go online or call the office, and we would be happy to talk to them. We can come out and meet with them, give them, some more details about the actual program, things they need to do to get signed up and registered, and go from there. We try to make things as simple and streamlined as possible, just so it doesn't take a lot of their time.
And these routes, I'm guessing, are close to where you live. So once you've picked up the food, you kind of come back, drive around your neighborhood, and then you're home. It's not a lot of back and forth.
No, we try to keep it close to home.
Right.
Or close to your business.
Just amazing. All right, talking with Ted Watko and Melissa Coltis about Meals on Wheels. Something that I do want to get into, again, is the pet food program, because I know so many folks tend to give their food to their pet.
Yes.
And but we're going to have to take a break here. So give us that website again real quickly.
It's www.mow-starkwayne.org.
Okay, one more time, please.
www.mow-starkwayne.org.
MOW, Meals on Wheels, -starkwayne.org.
Yes.
All right, great. Well, we'll be back with more with Melissa and Ted after these words. You're listening to Our Community.